A number came out today that was amazing. Walmart, I trust Walmart, Arkansas, great place, Arkansas, great company, Walmart. They announced today after many years, they do this every year for many years, that Thanksgiving for the United States of America under Donald Trump as president is 25% less for Thanksgiving meal with all the trimmings than it was under Sleepy Joe Biden's administration. So we talk about affordability. I think that's the best chart. That's better than a poll. They talk about the cost of Thanksgiving and the cost of living through Thanksgiving and enjoying Thanksgiving. They cover every element of Thanksgiving meals, 25% down. So I don't want to hear about the affordability.
That's billionaire Donald Trump telling the American people that he doesn't want to hear about affordability. And this is such a weird story because he was just talking about how they need to be talking more about affordability, like 2 days ago or yesterday, I don't know. So after being confronted by voters that his economy is a mess and people are in fact blaming him for it, as they should, he has been desperate to point at something that costs less. And he thinks he has found that one thing, and that is Thanksgiving dinner. And it's not just that this happened at this press conference, he's also been posting about this. So he posted 2025 Thanksgiving dinner under Trump is 25% lower than 2024 Thanksgiving dinner under Biden, according to Walmart. My costs are lower than the Democrats on everything, especially oil and gas. So the Democrats' affordability issue is dead. Stop lying. Well, you won't be shocked to find out that he is massively misleading people with his very boastful tone there. So Trump did not acknowledge that Walmart changed both the meal's composition and branding from 2024 to 2025. And you can see here for yourselves that it is not an apples to apples comparison. There are less brand name items on the 2025 list, and there are just less items on the 2025 list. And here is actually what Walmart had to say. They released and they said this announcing the program. They said this year Walmart is raising the standard even higher with the most affordable holiday meal yet. Walmart's 2025 Abundant Meal Basket offers traditional favorites across national and private brands for a full holiday feast, serving 10 people for under $4 per person, the lowest price since Walmart started the program. So the average price of food in the United States actually rose by 3.1% in the 12 months ending September, after posting an annual increase of 3.2% in August. So regardless of how much Trump tries to sell it, and regardless of how much he tries to repost this weird Thanksgiving at Walmart stat, it's not working. It's not gonna happen like the way you can't make fetch happen, all right, if it's just not there, right? And Woz, I want to get your thoughts on this, but first I want to know, what do you think Trump eats for Thanksgiving dinner? He eats a well-done steak with ketchup, I'm sure.
That is a great question.
And then he throws it at the wall, sorry.
Probably something pretty gross. I mean, hopefully it's not a dry turkey like the rest of America is eating. And I love this because it reminds me so much of the Biden administration, honestly, and their messaging on the economy, which was basically the economy is great. Americans are just too stupid to realize it. That was literally their messaging. Oh, look at Wall Street. Look at the stock market. Look at this, look at that. None of this stuff affects everyday Americans. And that's why they got trounced on the economy. And Trump is going through the exact same thing, because he could say whatever he wants, but people pay rent, they buy gas, they buy groceries. They can see what's leaving their account, and they know that it's way more than it was before. And so it doesn't matter what this guy does or says, the economy is gonna bite him in the ass, just like it did the previous president. And that's because they're not willing to take radical steps, meaning wealth redistribution, to address the needs of all Americans. And so until somebody's willing to take that step, we're gonna have this revolving door in power. As long as the people in power are basically only serving the needs of our most wealthiest people, this is what you're gonna get. You're gonna get bloodbaths like they got on Tuesday. The midterms are trending in the exact same direction, and yeah, and on we go.
Yeah, and he saw how the midterms went on Tuesday, and he clocked it, and he said, "You know what? We need to talk more about affordability." He was literally on Fox News. I think it was when he was talking to Brett Baer. He was saying, the Democrats, they talk about affordability all the time, and that's why they won, but they're lying about affordability. And Republicans, we're good about affordability, and we need to talk more about it. So we need to talk more about affordability. And then today he says, "I don't even want to hear about affordability." So it's just like it's just the whims of how he feels on any given day or any given moment on any given day, and that's the reality of it, it would seem. So on top of everything that we were talking about, Trump is he's mad about affordability. He hasn't been able to bring costs down. The American people are blaming the Democrats and they are blaming the Republicans for the government shutdown. And yeah, we're hearing messaging from so many different Republican leaders that no, actually the money is good. The money is nice. The economy is doing well. And I think you touched on this, but I think the American people are finally cluing into the fact that what is happening on the stock market is no longer indicative of what is happening with the greater economy. The people who see the stock market doing well is a tiny fraction of the American people, and those are the people who are profiting off of a stock market doing well. And the stock market right now is being propped up by a handful of companies, specifically Nvidia. So if something happens to Nvidia, then who knows what's going to happen to our economy as it is. But the actual economy, the economy that involves labor, involves real working people, that is not doing well. And the American people, many of whom are working full time, many of whom are working multiple jobs, are struggling to make ends meet. And again, as we approach the holiday season, Trump can talk all he wants about how the holidays are somehow more affordable now than they were before everybody's jobs were getting cut, before wages became stagnant, before all these tariffs raised prices on regular everyday goods. He can say those things all he wants. But the American people know that when I go to the grocery store, I can't get the things that I used to be able to get, or it's gonna cost me so much more to get the same things that I used to get.
If you enjoyed that, make sure that you never miss another video by subscribing. And if you want a little more, consider hitting the join button and becoming an actual member. But you're probably wondering, why the hell would I do that, John? First off, calm down. The stakes in this are very, very low. But also, when you click the join button and you become a member, you get access to bonus content that I make every week, and it's a ton of fun. You get access to tons of custom emojis and more besides that. By the way, if you join at tier 3, you even get access to a monthly member hangout with myself and other awesome people, and we always have a great time. By the way, you'll get all that going forward, but you also unlock years of the back catalog. That is literally 100 or more bonus clips, top 10 lists, debates, and more. What are you waiting for? Click the join button below. Your support powers our show, and we couldn't do it without you. Or at the very least, I wouldn't really want to try. Viewers like you keep me here. So thank you in advance for joining.